Hey everybody, this is Andy with Patterson Adjuster Training. In this video, we're going to talk about estimating hail damage on siding. So when you're looking at siding damage by hail, one of the things we have to do as adjusters is figure out what kind of repairs are needed. So if we're looking at this type of siding, it's kind of a lap siding, it's fiber cement or hardy board siding. So if you have a piece that's damaged here, which honestly is fairly rare for this hardy board siding to be damaged, but it can happen. Or you may have some wind-blown debris from a windstorm that damages the siding. So what you need to look at is how it's installed. So this hardy board siding is installed using blind nailing, meaning the nails are hidden, you can't see them. And when you blind nail this, you're going to have this overlap here of 1.5 inches. And so when you put this piece of siding on, these nails are covered. And if you try to get this piece up, you're going to break it and destroy it. And so that's why whenever you have this hardy board siding, or actually any siding that's blind nailed, it's almost impossible to replace just one individual piece. So you have to start at the top, tear it all down to that damaged piece, and replace that piece. So if you have a piece of siding that's damaged here, it's going to be almost impossible to replace this one piece of siding. Probably what you're going to have to do is start at the top and tear everything down to this piece to replace it. You can't just pop this one out and put a new one in. Now, I say that this house next door actually installed the same siding, but they face nailed it, meaning the heads are exposed, which is not really how you're supposed to install this. So this, you could probably pop this out and replace just this piece, because what you could do is get in behind these nails and cut them off with the oscillating tool. Same here. You could slide a new one in and then nail it back into place. But the other side, you can't get behind it without damaging the siding. So that's what I'm saying. You have to look how it's installed. You can't just make a blanket statement. It's like, oh, you have to tear off all the hardy siding to get to the damaged piece, because this one, you could replace just this individual piece. But if it's installed correctly, you couldn't. Now this siding here is also a fiber cement type of siding, and you could replace an individual piece, which I did on this other side. However, you got to look how it's installed. You have this panel here, and so you have 3 nails that go in the bottom, 3 nails in the top. What a lot of times happens is they just put the 3 nails in the bottom and call it good. And then it overlaps the top, and they don't put any nails in the top, but this top piece holds it into place. So on this house, I was able to replace just individual pieces because it was only nailed in the bottom. And then what you could do is pop these 3 nails out, and you got to be careful or you're going to damage this. And then this piece just slides out. You can slide a new one in place, nail them back in. Now this old wood siding here, this siding is so brittle that if you try to pull it apart, it's going to split right here on the edge. It's going to be almost impossible to replace just one piece of wood siding. So you have to look how it's installed. Even though it's face nailed, it's so brittle that you're probably going to destroy it when you take it apart. You have this rabbet joint that the siding sits in. So basically you put this piece of siding on and the next one overlaps it with this rabbet joint. That creates like a 3/8 inch overlap, and it's almost impossible to get this stuff off without breaking this edge right here. Again, even though it's face nailed, you still would destroy this getting it off. So you have to look how siding is installed and think through the repairs. So whenever you're looking at damage, The best thing to do is think through the repairs. And so whether you're looking at siding, you're looking at roofs, you're looking at framing, think through the repairs, and that'll make you a better adjuster. Anyway guys, I hope that video helps. I will see you in the next one.